Hello viewers, it's Peter Elgar once again. Welcome back to my channel. Well, I'm following on from my previous one about my rolly cord, so I've got the same jumper on, etc. But it's pouring with rain outside, terrible weather, so there's no use going out. I thought I'd catch up and do some videos. And in this one, I'm going to show you all about the famous VIVITAR 283 flash outfit, the whole set. Wow! I managed to get this from a kind gent, and some of it was donated, and then other bits I had to purchase from another gent. But what's in these boxes? We'll do the famous unboxing bit. In here we have the actual flash gun, the VIVITAR 283 from the 1970s, came out, made in Japan. Now there's stories behind these. If you get an early one, the voltage output is about 260 volts across the flash contacts. If you get a later one made in Korea, they've reduced the voltage to about 6 volts, so you don't burn out your flash contact. But this is one of the early ones, but it's in mint condition. The bloke never used it. There's an instruction book here, so I have read it. It's in various languages. And then delving down in the box, there's some little plastic bits. Here we are, and in there some flash leads and stuff, which I shall show you as we go along. There's loads of boxes here, loads of stuff. Now this is what you call a system flash gun, because it's got loads and loads of bits and pieces. It's called the famous light machine. So it does run on batteries. So inside here, you can slide this off and you get it the right way round. And inside there, push it in the direction of the arrow, there's a battery compartment, because as usual it doesn't want to come out, and it takes four batteries. There we are. While I'm concentrating, sometimes I lose my vision, but this is the famous little battery holder which takes 4 AA batteries, and it's got the right shape. You have to fit it in exactly the right shape, otherwise you can't get it in. I managed to keep that shape. So that's the batteries. You switch it on here, the switch, and it powers up. Makes the famous noise when it's powering up. And then you have to set on this dial here, you have to set your film sensitivity by turning this little wheel. So we'll set it to 200 here, say. And then you've got a choice of colours in the little dial here. You've got a yellow, you've got an orange, you've got a blue, and you've got a purple. And these are the automatic settings, and it gives you a distance according to which one you set, which is the maximum distance you can set. And also you can control the depth of field. And this is on this little dial, you set the colour you want according to how much depth of field you want in the picture, or how far away the subject is. By turning this little thing in a tiny little window, the colours come up. So that is how you work that. So if we set it to blue, with 200 ASA on here, it says F11. So you set your camera to F11, and everything should be well exposed, and it tells you the maximum distance it will go. It's the light is so poor, it looks like 15 feet away. You can take pictures up to about 15 feet away. Let's set on the blue. And then the beauty of this system is that this plug is detachable. It was ever so stiff, so I've had to lubricate everything because the guy never used it. So you can pull that out. You can pull that out, and then put that onto another attachment in here, which is here. You follow the little you follow a little notch system so you get it the right way. Don't force it whatever you do, because it's only plastic. You've got to make it so that it matches up. And we matched it up. Right, that's on. Now this bit goes into the flash here. Again, look for the little notches, and having been lubricated with a bit of Vaseline, it now goes in. And this bit will now go onto a hot shoe of your camera. We have here a Pentax Spotmatic F with a hot shoe. So we can slide this on, and that sensor is now pointing towards the subject like this. Slide that on gently. It's all gentle, don't force anything. Maybe you do because it's only plastic. Now you can hold your flash gun out like that, or you can put this onto, have a slave cell here, or another little attachment there. You can have it onto an umbrella, and you can have it at an angle away, so it's not absolutely on the hot shoe, right? You can either have it on the hot shoe, or you can have it off the hot shoe. That's that system there. If your camera doesn't have a hot shoe, then you have to plug that little plug back into here, and you use the 3mm coaxial socket. Get the little thing lined up correctly. I like that. You use this little bit of wire, which has a standard 3mm coaxial flash plug on it. There's loads of packets to open. You end up making a big mess on the floor, but never mind. There's your little lead there. One bit goes into your flash gun, and there's a hole in the side here, like that. And this bit will go into a camera which doesn't have a hot shoe, such as a Rolleiflex. There. That will go into that Rolly, like that. Now, it's very difficult operating a Rolly, having to hold this, isn't it? But VIVITAR thought of that, and they make it a bracket like this. This is part of the stuff I paid for. Now, you can fit your flash gun onto the bracket, and then doing everything left-handed here now. Slide that in and lock it in the direction of lock, and then the bracket will go onto your camera. I mustn't stretch that lead too much. Take that out for the moment. The bracket will go onto your camera here, into your camera tripod socket. It's very, very heavy, and trying to do it on a video is not easy, so I have greased it up slightly to make it easier. Now that will fit. If it doesn't fit, you have to use an extension cable such as that to make your cable longer. That will now fit. So now you can take your snaps like that. There we are. Luckily no film in the camera. And then you can operate your camera in the normal way, either down here like that, or with a pentaprism, whatever, and you don't have to hold this at a distance. So that is good. I've used that like that. Now the other thing that comes with the VIVITAR are loads of attachments which you can use for all sorts of effects, and also to modify the beam. Now I don't want to drop anything. Expensive Rolly on the floor, so we put that carefully down. Then the other beauty of this is that you can have a mains lead. Now these are like hen's teeth, but I did manage to get a mains lead, which this is this. It's plugged into the mains down below, which I can't easily show you. You follow the shape of the plug like that, and that should now charge up. You have it in the off position for battery, yes. The little light has now come up here. Now you can have umpteen flashes and you're not using the battery at all. Loads and loads of flashes you can flash because we're running it off the mains. But those are the SB4 mains unit, which came in this box here, called the SB4 mains unit. They're like hen's teeth, they are. Now how do you control the beam of the VIVITAR? You have to have another attachment which is called an FA1, which is in this box, and it attaches to the flash head and forms, with all instructions, and forms a means where you can modify the beam of light. Right. That just pushes on the there's a top and there's a bottom, so you gently push that on like that. There we are. Now this has got little slots in it, and what you put in the little slots are filters, and you can have filters and also a beam adjustment for telephoto lenses and wide angle lenses. And this little set, again with instructions, these are all coloured filters in here. There's orange one, there's a red one, and there's one for artificial light balance film. There's a red one, I've used that, made everything go red. There's a blue one. So we take out one of these filters, like the red one, and you have to slide that in to the flash head here. Now it says put it in with the smooth, I think it's the smooth side facing outwards. Tells you in the instructions that goes in like that. Now you now have a red light coming out there, or the blue light, or the orange light, or, as I said, and you can even have a light balance for artificial light slide film. Now if you want to modify the beam even further for use with a telephoto or wide angle lens, there's another set, again in this box, called the VIVITAR LK1. I'm going to have a load of packaging to put back together after this video. Another little purse here with loads of different things which go into that light modifier head. And you look on it, there's on the little tabs, it tells you there's one for extra wide angle lenses, 24mm. There's a telephoto one here. There's a ordinary telephoto up to about 100mm. And then there's a stronger telephoto beyond 135 one. This is the long telephoto, right. This is the little lens thing. And that will go into the light modifying attachment on your VIVITAR, and it will modify the beam of light to, which way around it goes. There's a certain way around it, it mustn't force anything. Ah, there we are. That will now modify if you have a telephoto lens on your camera like this, Pentax Spotmatic F with a 150mm lens. So you can have it on top on the hot shoe, or as I showed you, you can have the lead, which is a bit longer, and you can have this to the side on the bracket. But this beam is now modified to fit a telephoto lens, so you don't lose any light, and it's very, very efficient indeed. So that's the calculation. Then supplied with it also were two very small VIVITAR 45 flash guns, and again with a synchronizing cord with a 3mm coaxial plug. They take one battery, but the guy had never ever used them, and it took me ages and ages before. It's not going now. I put a battery in. The capacitor wasn't formed over many years of not use. They wouldn't charge up, and I played around for ages and ages. So if you've got an electronic flash gun, you must flash it every so often to keep the capacitor formed. Otherwise it will ruin your flash gun. And that's what's happened to one of these. It doesn't work at all because the guy who had it never used it. You can have a multiple flash setup complete with tiny little ones with a slave cell, if you like. There's the instruction for that. We're going to see if we can put that together like that. Loads and loads of packaging here. There. So I have used multiple flash some years ago with using the VIVITAR 45 because I had another couple which do work, but these ones they don't work very well. So this is what you call the light machine, the VIVITAR 285 flash gun. This bracket is quite heavy, but it is substantial, and they've even got inside the base here there is a continental to British thread adapter for you. You can unscrew that and you can screw it into a German continental thing and put on a light stand or whatever. You can also, which I haven't done, change the position of this so that it's on the right hand side rather than on the left hand side. A big screw here, and you've got to undo that and you twist it round, but I didn't want to mess about with it at the moment because I've very rarely used it at the moment. But as I say, the weather was so poor, I thought I'd show you everything before I've used most of it. But there you are. That is the VIVITAR 285 light machine. If you get one and you've got a digital camera, be careful to try to get one made in Korea and made in China rather than the earlier one made in Japan, because the voltage across the flash contacts is much lower and safer on the Korea and China made rather than the 1970s made in Japan one. But this would be okay for my film cameras, but I wouldn't like to risk it across a digital. So there we are, folks. That's a quick rundown on the famous VIVITAR 283 light machine. Hope to see you again sometime. Please support my channel if you can by buying me a coffee / film. Bye bye. See you again sometime.